Well, good evening, YouTube. It is October 25th, Monday evening, 7:52 at night, and I hope you all had a fantastic day. I have a question for you. In your opinion, what did public education actually teach you? This question comes up after a conversation I had over dinner last night with my grandparents, and they were talking about my great uncle, my grandpa's brother, who they were talking about what he was not good at. How many people have people in your life where all they talk about is stuff you're not good at, right? Yeah. Anyway, my great uncle, he's been very successful. He started a business back in the 80s and he sold it in the 90s. It was a management training program and for automotive companies. He ended up selling that company for something like 55 million. Anyway, they're talking about how he's getting up in age and he needs help, right? And how his wife, who's been generally like the housekeeper, the caretaker, all that stuff, she is starting, to lose her memory, kind of lose some of her sense of self with, elderly diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that. Anyway, they're talking about how my great uncle hasn't really provided for himself for the majority of at least his marriage, right? And my grandma makes a comment. And she says, "Yeah, your great uncle Jimmy, he's not really good at anything. I'm not sure he could even boil water." But it's what she said next that really struck me. But he's good at making money. And in my mind, I was thinking two things. First, was like, yes, how much more valuable is that, right? It's like, great, okay, you can't boil water, but you can make money. And with that money, you can pay someone to boil water, which is more important. And then the second thought, planted a little bit deeper. This thought that ran through my mind for the rest of today was one of my waking thoughts was, why haven't I been taught how to make money? Was that something ever taught in high school? And I got that question answered pretty quick. The conclusion I came to was that no, high school did not teach me how to make money. And I started asking myself, well, what did high school actually prepare me for? What did it actually teach me to do? Well, it certainly wasn't teaching me how to make money. It was showing me the rubric, following a curriculum, shut up, sit down, follow these instructions, prepare for a test, take the test, and move on. But that's not really how life works, is it? Especially when it comes to teaching and lessons and tests. In life, it's almost the opposite of school. In school, we're taught the lesson and then we're tested on it, right? In life, we're often tested and then shown the lesson, right? Let me ask you a bigger question, though. How many of you think it's important to make money, especially as an adult? Yeah, pretty important, right? Pretty hard to get by in a modern day and have a comfortable living without knowing how to make money. But if high school is really there to prepare us to become a, contributing citizen, a responsible adult, why didn't they teach us how to make money? There are probably classes like DECA. Well, I don't know what that is exactly, but something about marketing, in high school. No. I took a bunch of classes on reading, writing, grammar, literature, classic studies, history, social studies, and God knows what else. Biology, chemistry, uh, you freaking name it. Probably the one area of study that has helped me the most that I've learned in public education as a whole is basic math, because you're probably going to want to know at least a little bit about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, because you're going to have to learn how to manage what? Your money. Oh my gosh, we're breaking ground, guys. Let's go. But I'm wondering here, really, if public education was there to prepare me to become a contributing citizen and a responsible adult, why didn't it teach me how to make money? Or was it teaching me just how to shut up, sit down, follow these instructions, take the test, and move on? Got a little bit of a spur under my ass, but I have good reason to be. I'm 26. I'm still figuring out how to solve the money problem. But here's the thing. As I build my business, I'm no longer hoping for a solution. I'm freaking working towards it. And I know that it's only a matter of time before that money problem is solved. Putting the systems in place that automate my income for the rest of my life. No longer will money be a problem at a certain point in my life. Figuring it out, though, has probably been the most difficult task I've ever had to face. What does it actually take to make money on your own? And I'm telling you, it's been totally backwards. School taught me follow the lesson, then take the test. It taught me to prepare, because eventually you're going to be tested. What I'm finding out in reality and in business is that I'm being constantly tested with almost a sense of no preparation. And then the lesson comes. How many of you feel the same? You feel like as you go through life, you feel totally unprepared? But isn't that not surprising when you really take a step back and think about it? We've been taught that we need to know everything before we can do anything. And what I'm finding out as an adult attempting to become self-sufficient through a business of my own, no, you don't need to know everything before you start. You barely have to know anything before you start. Because like I mentioned in the last video, you don't have to be great to start. You just have to start. And to make money, it's way backwards. Because for the last 10 months, I've spent the last 10 months preparing, making courses, building out documents, making a challenge, making sure all the systems that are in place are good to go, that in case someone comes into my world, they'll be taken care of. What I'm finding out, though, over the last few weeks, it doesn't matter how much you prepare. It matters how much action you take to actually acquire the attention of the people you want to sell to. Yeah. I heard it put this way at Funnel Hacking Live, and I mentioned it a few videos ago. The idea of the sword and the shield. The sword is everything in your business that acquires a customer. Shield is everything in your business that retains a customer. And I think for me, especially being a A+ student, you bet your ass I was. I dropped out of college with a 3.7 GPA. I was fucking captain of the get it right, or don't do it at all type of mentality, where I was so obsessed, and I've been so obsessed over the last 10 months of building shields that it's any wonder why I'm still struggling to solve the money problem. Don't get me wrong, I've gotten some results, but it's nothing like I expected. Maybe a little bit of recalibration of my expectations would have fixed that. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. But what I'm finding, especially over the last couple weeks, is that it doesn't matter how big my shield is if I don't have a sword. By going live on Facebook, going live on YouTube, continuing to put out ads to test, actually exposing people to my offers and what I'm bringing to the table, trying to really grab your attention, bring you into my world and see if we have a fit. That has been the most challenging thing because, one, it's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done. I'm a very introverted guy by nature. I've been disciplined enough to become more extroverted. But if it were up to me, I'd rather have people just come up to me and say, "Hey, you show me how to show me a way how to make money. I'm in. Whatever. That's great." But as my dad puts it, there's no easy button. And what I'm finding out is that if I try to work it easy, it's hard. But if I work it hard, it gets a lot easier. With public education, though, going back to the question, why wasn't I ever taught this? Maybe it's because the people who were teaching me, they were never business owners. They were never entrepreneurs. They were always people who were paid a salary and told what to teach instead of why they're teaching it. Maybe. Not to put teachers down. They're doing their job. God bless them. But I'm really starting to wonder, can you teach something you don't know? And if you don't know how to make 10 grand a month, not to say that teachers are teaching that, but if you're trying to teach something you've never done, and how can you ever expect someone else to pick it up? Anyway, I need to work through that thought because it's upsetting to me that I was just kind of like shuffled into this. And dealing with some of these thoughts, after the fact, being 26, I thought I would have figured it out by now, the money problem. And sure, I could, bow to the man, get my stupid vaccine, and go work for get a comfortable government job, and basically fuck off for 7 or 8 hours a day. Not saying everybody does, but I saw a lot of that while I was interning. I would much rather learn how to solve the money problem now than be 46, 56, 66, trying to retire and wondering where the hell my money is coming from. Wouldn't you agree? So what the hell did public education teach you? It's teaching me this. I'm not going to make that same fucking mistake twice. My kids? No. No way. I'm going to be so filthy fucking rich that my kids have a Renaissance education and get what I wish I had, which was opportunities to explore my interest with a nauseating degree of opportunity. If they want to learn how to do something, it's going to be Tuesday, 9 a.m. because I'm not fucking locked down on a job. Neither is my wife. We solved the money problem. And we're going to live happily ever after knowing that no one fucking owns us. That we own our time. Our lives are our own. And that we're not working for the rest of through the best years of our lives to hopefully enjoy the rest of our lives. What the hell did public education teach you? I got a feeling these lives are going to get a lot more spicy, aggressive, and in your face. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Your friend, host, Cody, the Modern Hermes Marketing Podcast, Pillars of Freedom Podcast, and the Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge. We'll catch you tomorrow.